Good morning. What's up, guys? Happy Pharaoh Friday. We are ready to rock. We're a minute 8 out from the close of this 5-minute bar here on NQ. We're, of course, trading Nasdaq futures here today. We can always hop around. If we need to, we can jump over to gold, but, Nasdaq's kind of our home, so let's stay put until necessary. But Nasdaq, it's volatile, man. ATR 63, baby. If you're trading this, make sure you're sizing down. Most likely, you should be sizing down a little bit, which is actually a good thing. People think sizing down in high volatility sucks. I would prefer to be able to do that. Saves on commissions, saves on fees, makes the same amount of money. And oftentimes, the edge is a little easier to come by. So, let's take a look here. 23 seconds out. Gonna go ahead and get the copy trader engaged. And see, can the Bears give us a nice clean close here out of bar 15? And if they can, we've got something to put on. Not too much wick now, Bears. Keep that baby nice and clean. Place that guy there. Bring him up a tad right there. We'll give that about... I'll give him 15 seconds to give us a fill just because we have kind of a shrinking sequence here, kind of a wiki top, but that's totally fine. That's completely within reason to put on. If we get a fill, 2 seconds. No fill, no trade, pull it. Next bar. Next bar, moving on. What's up, guys? Good morning. All right, let's see what 16 gives us here. Maybe we'll get something cleaner on 16. Even better. AB! Good morning, big dog. How we doing? 8 Apex accounts with code BIG. Yes, sir. That ends here in a few days. 70% off, $40 PA fees. Those are normally $140. And you can still pass in 1 day. Code BIG, baby, over at Apex. Go hit that up. It is one of the best deals they've ever ran. So I'm going to let you know about it. Yep, stop limit sell puts me short if I get a fill. That doesn't mean I'm just, getting short recklessly right now on a setup. Yes, I would be. All right, 3:15 out here from the close of 16. Come on, Bears, clean this thing up. Clean this thing up for us. AB, come on in, dude. Join up. I've actually been very pleasantly, well, I guess not surprised, but confirmed. Man, a good chunk of people already are reporting a positive ROI, which makes me very fucking happy. It's all I want, dude. This is really hard to figure out with no guidance. Took me a little longer than it should have. Minute 54. Come on, bar 16. Eric, glad to hear it, big dog. Love it. do you guys think? 16 gonna give us a nice clean close here? I hope so. Yes, I like gold. I like gold. The thing about gold is you gotta be kind of careful. Especially if you're a little bit newer in the future space and all you've ever traded is NQ. First of all, gold can move not very much and then all of a sudden kind of move a lot, like more than NQ. But when gold is in play, meaning it's like trending hard and volatility's up a little bit, gold can be really great, but at least right now, it's mismatched a little with NQ. You want to understand how gold moves. It's not, the tick value is different, of course, of a GC contract compared to an NQ contract. So you want to understand that. It's not that complicated. And then right now, I think gold requires you to size down a little, not a ton, but a little compared to what you're maybe used to on NQ. 10 seconds out here, 16. Let's see what we get. But, you know, depending on the volatility in gold, that can obviously go back and forth. But lately, I think it requires a little bit of a size down to kind of equal the same risk. Eric, big dog, hope to see you inside. Just so you guys know, just to make things clear, you know, I wouldn't say the tomb is more geared to like straight up beginners. In fact, if you are a beginner and you join, the way that I've always preferred to teach, I guess if you want to call it that, is just by throwing the book at you and dragging you up. And it's your responsibility to kind of stay with me and listen until you're like, oh, this makes sense. And by that point, you've made so much fucking progress. It's ridiculous. I refuse to hold information back. So just to be clear, again, for everybody, I think it's actually geared more toward people who have a pretty decent understanding of RAM from the free streams, and need the nuance. That's what the Tomb Talks do. That's what the Q&A section of the, and the commentary in the live trainings do. All right, halfway through bar 17, because the nuance, you know, if we're being honest, just straight up, the nuance is where the money's really made in the long term, and I think that's a really important piece. The most important piece. Oh, you can see here the sequence shrinking. Big wick up top. If the bears took this lower, it might end up being a really, really sizable bar. We'd have to keep an eye on the range on that before we got an entry. Yeah, David, there's already hours and hours and hours of content in there. And we launched like a month or less ago, like about a month ago. Okay, actually a little less than a month ago. So it's just gonna keep the library of content all gets backlogged and archived, and every training, every Tomb Talk, I'm very intentional with that. It does not lose relevance. So sure, we're talking about today's chart, but I'm super intentional that you could watch it 3 years from now and it still makes sense. And there's content getting added every day. So it's just gonna grow. Now, straight up, if you go in there, you're gonna have a lot of stuff to watch. If you're like, nah, I just want a 45-minute course, it's not for you. Straight up, I'm telling you. But, I mean, I don't believe in that in a 45-minute course. Trading is a little too nuanced. There's too much money here to be made to give you the book in 45 minutes. It's just a little too nuanced. So, you know, it's up to you. I mean, I'd like to see you inside, but I don't care what you do. 22 seconds. Come on, 17. Let's do it. Well, I mean, you see this, a lot of consecutive bear bodies. I mean, they're trying to put in the 6th consecutive bear body. But they've all been shrinking. You got to be really careful. If 18 can grow and be not huge, because that starts, in my opinion, kind of stretching that rubber band a little hard compared to, 15, 16, 17. But if 18 can close moderately sized and really clean, I would put that on, because it, in my eyes, corrects 16 and 17 enough to drag it up to maybe a B setup, which I put on B minus or up in fundeds. Go a little lower in evals, but Connor says, Nico, would you say the tomb is more for beginners, or would it still be worth it for the intermediate and somewhat experienced traders who want to learn more? Honestly, Connor, I think you're going to get more out of it if you're more intermediate or a little more experienced. If you're like day one, honestly, what I would tell you, if this is day one for you, don't join the tomb. Watch the free stream. You need to get caught up for at least a couple of weeks on lingo, right? Like that kind of thing. Because in the tomb, it's straight up, I'm throwing everything at you. And if you're like, what's a stop limit sell order? You're going to be lost for a little while. But again, it depends on your personality type. Me, I've always been the kind of guy that's like, just tell me everything. I won't know what you're talking about. It'll hurt my ego, but I'll learn so much by trying to keep up. You know what I mean? But if this is day one trading for you, do not join the tomb. You're going to be lost. Catch up here, then join. It's definitely geared more toward definitely not super beginner people. I'm trying to get you over the line, dude. That's the entire goal. I'm not trying to get you started. It's not, here's how to set up your ninja trader, right? It's, here's how to make this a consistent thing so you can quit your fucking job. That's my goal. Of course, trading's really hard, but that's my goal. All right, bar 18, let's go, baby. Minute 30 out. Shit! I went from break even to profitable. Oh, let's go, baby. Fuck. Oh, I love to see it. Yeah, Joe, there's a ton just here on the channel. There's a ton here on the channel. It's just not really... The nuance isn't as organized, obviously, because we're focused on trading. All right, 35 seconds out. Let's get it here. But I'm definitely not the kind of guy that's like, I'm going to give you 10%. You have to pay for the other 90. Fuck that. You pay for expediting the process. That's what I believe in. 15 seconds, baby. Copy trader engaged. Come on, 18. Give us a nice clean close. Clean, clean, clean. Ooh, 18, good. I like that. I'm going to give that about 15 seconds. Move him up a tad. Yeah, that was not a good placement. You see how that chart kind of fucked me up there? Every once in a while, you get a big bar falling off the end and it moves things and it slows me down a tad. All right, got to pull it. Got to pull it. It's all right. It happens. Moving on. All right, 19. What you got for us? ATR holding up, baby. 56.7. That's a very good ATR. I'd like to see that. That's right. 5 years, baby. Those are rookie numbers. Let's pump those up. All right. 2:15 out. I'm just playing, by the way. 5 years is fucking great. Love it. Come on, 19! You guys looked at a daily chart, by the way, lately? Why is my daily chart doing this? It doesn't do this on my other daily. I have a daily pulled up all the time. Does anyone know why NinjaTrader does this? I have no clue. I don't know what it is. Back to a 5-minute. All right, 20. 405 out. What you got for us, 20? All right, until 20 closes up here, 50 seconds out. got 19 breaking that up, which means I need bar 21. Now, if 19 was a much smaller bull body, we'd be thinking about this, but gotta break it up. All right, good close out of 20. 221 brings us. Christian, when would you say we're looking for any excuse to get short? I would look for that in a healthier bear trend. I gotta tell you, I'm not sure I'd call this a healthy bear trend. This was just a big trading range that has now turned into kind of a wiki bear move. Now, if we started getting, healthier bear bars, couple bull bodies pulling back, and then another fall off taking out the stops that get set below that previous wick low, that is more of like a healthier bear trend. This is not that. So I'm looking for not any excuse to go short. I'm just looking for a proper RAM short setup, which we might get, by the way, at 21 here. There you go, 21. All right. About halfway through this 5-minute bar. Let's see what we get on the close. 40 seconds? Come on, Bears. Keep that thing clean. And I can make sense of that. All right, 18 seconds out. I got to go ahead and get that copy trader engaged. See? The Bears can give me a nice clean close here on bar 21. Not too much wick now, Bears. All right, we quick resolution. I'll take a fill. 15 total seconds from the open of bar 22. No fill, no trade. If we do get a fill, tremendous. But I need the Bears to take out that wick low of 21. Convince me. No fill, no trade. Pull it. Next bar. We don't get quick resolution. Not interested in betting on him. All right, let's watch 22. See what it gives us. Yeah, Joe, I'm trying to place it as close to one tick beneath as possible. When volatility is as high as it is, like ATR is 52. I'm trying to place it quick, so it might end up 2 ticks, 3 ticks, a point. But I'm usually trying to get it as close to one tick beneath the wick low of the signal bar as possible. The point is I want to get filled as close to the break of that wick as I possibly can, but I need to place it quickly. All right, 2 minutes. I'm on 22. I only gave it 15 seconds to get a fill. Quick resolution, kind of a wiki bar 21. Okay, it's a B minus, if not B setup, probably a B setup, I'd call it. If 21 was a lot cleaner, I would have given it 30 seconds, but it wasn't. It was kind of wiki, so I gave it 15. I want quick resolution, and if it doesn't fill me in 50, we just went over this last night in the tomb, by the way. If it doesn't give me quick resolution, then the market isn't really cooperating with what I think that it should be doing for me to be comfortable to take the trade. There's too much hesitation out of the Bears, so I pull it. You have to have rules. A lot of you guys are really emotional about these things. You're like, oh my God, 3 seconds, it would have filled us. Oh my God, I'm just gonna hit it with a limit sell. The fuck are you doing? Like a child, you have to be participating or you don't know what to do with yourself. Chill out. You have to have rules. If you don't draw the line anywhere, you're sitting there for 5 minutes waiting to get a fill. That's no longer the same trade, big dog. Gotta have rules. All right, decent little close out of 22. Now, in bear moves like this, again, I wouldn't call it a super healthy bear trend, but it's getting better. It's getting better compared to what we had on 16 and 17, you know. To drive up out of a move like this, I prefer really to see 3 bull bodies growing, clean, consecutive. And a really common kind of issue that you end up with is you end up getting that entry signal kind of right at the 20 EMA, which when it doesn't test it very often throughout the day, can become a slight point of hesitation from your side, which would be the bulls, and a slight point of confidence from the enemy, which is the bears. I want the bears, if I'm looking to get long, I want the bears to be feeling just about as insecure as possible. Insecure bears cover their shorts. And when bears are insecure, bulls get cocky. It's a lot of buy orders pouring in. So all that to say, I'm not interested in getting long until we get something that looks reasonable. Quickest way to blow yourself up is to, buy 19. Oh, I'm going to buy bar 16. Give it time. Let it show itself to you. Not to say every trade's going to work. Most of you guys here are like, well, yeah, of course, we're playing a game of statistical edge. This is the same business model that a casino runs. And then a few of you guys who are newer just think that you show up and win every trade and make a bunch of money every day. How would that be a sustainable business? Everybody would just do that. Every moron with $8 would show up to the market and just turn it into 8 trillion. Obviously, that's a fantasy. We're here to make a lot of money, but this is a business, dude. This is a game of probability. You gotta do consistent things that are logical and have the discipline to do it every day. All right, 23, 245 out. All right, bar 23 trying. 90 seconds here. That's crazy as all hell. $1 trillion. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people who see that and say, oh, that's so disgusting. One human being should not have that much money. Listen, that is not Malibu mansion money. That's not Bugatti money. That's not Miami penthouse money. That's like going to space money. You can't even spend that on luxury things. You can't even I mean, even if you wanted to, it'd be really hard to spend that on just chasing dopamine. It'd be really, really hard. And by the way, it's not liquid, necessarily. People also don't seem to get that. Everyone thinks there's just going to be a bank account with $1 trillion in it. Like, come on, dude, play the game. You gotta use your head before you start saying stuff. You wouldn't even be able to spend $1 trillion living a hedonistic lifestyle. And you'd get so bored and depressed before you even got, 10, 20% of the way there at the very, very most. Very, very most. Because you would have done everything possible and found that it doesn't actually do anything. It's cool to have the shit. I think we should all shoot for having the shit. But, don't think it's going to fix anything. It's not going to. If anything, it'll make it worse. You gotta already be happy with yourself for that stuff to, be fun. Well, Mill, the answer is we don't know. I think it's here to stay. But what the hell does here to stay mean? Right? Mill, if you want your kids to get a piece of this, that's on you. The futures market is here to stay. As a whole. So get your piece from the props, and if they're still around when your kid, in 40 years, tremendous. Your kids can get a straight up piece. But they'll still get their piece if you get a piece, introduce them to trading, and then they can just trade futures if that's what they want to do anyway. Of course, they don't have to do this. There's a lot of things to do with your life. All right, 24, come on now. I'm doing what every trader should be doing. I'm waiting for my edge to present itself. Okay, now the wick low of 22 is the low of day. It's only been around for 10 minutes, of course. So I wouldn't be looking at this as a stop hunt. Okay, that's going to close with a bit of a wick anyway. Let's see how 25 closes up. I'm interested in 25. If it can be a clean bear close. Otherwise, I got to tell you, that's what I don't want to happen. All right, now this is a topic that has always really intrigued me because it's something that I have always thought about so much. Now, I want to hear your guys' answers. You don't have to be so specific if you don't want to, of course. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of weirdos on the internet. But I want to know, like, generally speaking, where do you currently live? You don't have to share if you don't want to. But what I want to know is, if you made, let's say you made 30 million tomorrow. Okay, just to set up my question. Where would you live? This is, I wish people talked more about this because this is a really, really, I wouldn't say it's like the crucial decision because you can kind of do anything anywhere now with the internet. But there's so many differing opinions on like what you want your life to kind of look like, at least right for the next like 3 to 5 years. Of course, it doesn't have to be permanent. You don't have to settle down somewhere and stay there forever. But where would you want to go? Now, Jackson, Miami, dog, like Brickell, or Sunny Isles, or Fort Lauderdale? You know, Coconut Grove, what are we talking about? There's a lot of little, like Miami's a really, I like Miami a lot. It's a really cool city. We've been thinking about it, but it's like, it's so hard because it's like, we go Wall Street South and go Brickell, but it's crazy. Like I don't party, dude. Like I don't want to be surrounded. I don't know if I want to be surrounded by that. You know, Fort Lauderdale's a really cool city. Yeah, you know, Jackson, I tell you what, man, if you're young and single, I would say live in Brickell, dude. If you're looking to make a lot of money, go to Wall Street South, live in Brickell. But I don't know, dude. Like if you're not single, it seems like Brickell's kind of, you know what I mean? It's like, but I think it's a fun spot if you're, if you're 22 and single and you make a lot of money like that. Like Brickell's a cool place, I'm sure. If that's you. It's hard to pick. You know what I feel like is the move? Somewhere, make money, get a penthouse for like a few years and feel it out. Now, wherever you want, Manhattan, Miami, Fort Lauderdale, LA, if you want to go to LA, Vegas, hell, Houston, Chicago, if that's kind of your vibe. I like Chicago a lot, but I mean, that's a really cool. Some people aren't into it, man, but like the penthouse thing, I think is sick. And then when it's like, okay, let's have kids. That's when I think, like, for me, it's like, okay, let's buy a nice place in like Franklin, Tennessee. There's a trend here, obviously, with no state income tax. All right, 2 minutes, 35 seconds out. Well, should we check out gold? Holy shit! What's going on with gold, man? Fuck, what's the range on this? I gotta do some math. Hold on. I also we gotta look at news. U.S. Treasury Secretary, all hands on deck to end China's grip on rare earths. Interesting. News moves like this obviously are going to move gold, but news stuff I typically like to let die. Okay, let's see what NQ brings here. 26. Going to close up here in 23 seconds. All right, we might get some here on 27. Good close out of 26, just inside though. You see this? Inside the wick low of 22. So if we can get a nice clean bare body with a nice clean close out of 27, see what it brings. Claudio! Get that thing past. Hey, size down into the finish line. I usually start big. You know, 2 to 3 minis, depending on volatility. Today, I might start with 1 or 2 minis if I were trading a 50K eval. And then as you invest more time into passing it, size down into the finish line to try to kind of optimize the opportunity cost. All right, now I have another question for you guys. It's a living situation question. I'm so interested in this because everyone has different opinions, and I think it's really cool how some people are like, dude, compound in Alaska is the move. And then other dudes are like, what? They're like, no, like I want to move to Brazil or something. Another question here. Let's say equal quality, both are equally as beautiful. And let's say you're gonna spend 10 million on either one. Okay? Just for the sake of making this fun. And you can pick anywhere you want. Okay, you got 10 million bucks to spend. House or penthouse? In the chat, which is it? Right now, not forever necessarily, but right now. Okay, you can always change your mind, of course. Wow, not one penthouse, Jackson. The young guy going to Brickell. That's so interesting. See, this stuff interests me so much. Because some people are like, dude, what do you mean? Like, obviously a house. And then other people are like, no, I don't want to live. I've lived in a house my whole life. Penthouse, baby. Like, they're like, I grew up in Wyoming. Like, I want to get a penthouse. All right, 23 seconds out here on bar 27. And this is turning into a single bar trading range from bar 21. So we got to let this baby break. So there's a single bar trading range, basically one bar backfilling, 70% of the range. You gotta stay out of these little single bar trading ranges. These things will eat you up. This right here is one of the most, aside from like news-driven 400-point bars, this exact thing, single bar trading ranges right here it's gonna eat you up. It's tempting. You're like, oh, it's a range. I can just buy the close, sell the close, buy the close, sell the close. It's not that clean. It's almost never that clean. And if it is that clean, it's probably because you got low liquidity going on. That kind of thing doesn't really happen in NQ. It's called barcoding when it does. All right, 253 out. Come on, 28. I'm on Christian's side. You're telling me you don't want to live in a castle? What's wrong with you? Christian, I got you, big dog. All right, bar 28, come on now. 90 seconds. You gotta get a big room in the castle set aside for all the monitors, though. Because we know the answer. How many monitors do you need to make a lot of money trading? The answer is one more. So to pay those castle bills, if you're always adding one more, you got the landscaper, you got the pool guy. Fuck. You've got the stone maintenance team. Someone's got to tend to the polo grounds. Man, you got someone to polish the handrails on the balconies. A lot goes into the castle. So you're going to need a lot of monitors, right? Say at least, 30, 35 just to get started. You need some big rooms in there. All right, 420 out here. Still sideways, single bar trading range. Well, I think it's time to pull out the old trick, huh? I want trades, baby! All right. I'll be back in a couple minutes. Make a phone call. Hey, like the stream, by the way. I'm doing this for you. I got to make the phone call. We'll get some volatility. And then hopefully you can make some money. Be right back. Donald, I'm not asking for a lot, dude. Yes, they've hit it a couple of times. I need more. You fuck, after everything I've done for you. Yeah, that's right, you'll tell him to hit the button. Next time, pick up on the first ring. Oh shit, what's up, guys? Giving me some fucking lip is what he's doing. All right, 2 minutes. 2 minutes. All right, 90 seconds here. Bar 30 is looking nice. This is the first out of a sideways trading range, which means, and 29 was a tiny little bull body, which means I need 30, 31. All right, here comes the rollover. Bar 30. All right, good prop question here. TF says, if you have a 50K account, is it better to take payouts as soon as you can, or do you like to grow the account so you can make money faster and take bigger payouts quicker down the line? Yeah, so the way that now listen, again, anything can change, but the way that I approach this is I like to just take the money, because here's what ends up happening. As you take more payouts, once you get, like, let's say Apex, for example, once you get past the third payout, you no longer have to respect the buffer. And I'm not really interested in, let me just try to get as big of a payout as possible once in a while so that I can really get a dopamine hit. Like, no, I'm interested in getting access to the money, getting it in my control as soon as possible. And then after the third payout anyway, you can start taking more because you don't have to respect the buffer anymore. And then naturally, once you start taking payouts, even just from the first payout, now you have to trade, let's say you take your first payout, it gets approved. Now you have to trade 8 more trading days at Apex to take the second one anyway. So you usually end up, the second payout, the third payout are bigger or is bigger than the first, because you're trading for more days from starting from less in like the hole, so to speak, because, you know, you take it down a little on the first payout and then you build it up. And by the 8th day, usually you're taking a bigger payout and then a bigger payout. And then by the 4th payout, you no longer have to respect the buffer, so you can take max payouts more often. And then, you know, from there, it's off to the races anyway. So I like to get the money in my control, and then if you want to put it into a personal account, you can absolutely do that anyway. But the way that I look at it is like, why leave my money in the control of another company? Why not just take it? I want it in my account or accounts, and then I can do whatever I want with it. If that's trading, great. Because I feel like, you know, in a lot of ways, it doesn't really make a difference if you try to grow your funded account versus just putting it into a personal account and then trying to grow that account. The difference, though, is that now there's no counterparty risk because it's in your control. Well, I mean, there's broker risk, of course, which this is another thing that we should talk about. You guys that are going to trade personal accounts with futures, as you start taking payouts, you start funding a personal account. I think it makes the most sense, especially in futures, because there's no PDT rule, right? And the margin requirements to buy a futures contract is not that much money. I wouldn't keep like $1 million in a futures trading account. Keep only what you need, and then keep your actual trading funds that are like dedicated to trading kind of off to the side in like a few different bank accounts, depending on how much you have. And then if you need to, like if you go into a drawdown, you're like, fuck, I need to fund it. You have all this money sitting over here to put in. This protects you from counterparty broker risk, right? Which is a little more risky, I'd say, than banks. It's not super risky, but it's a little more risky than a normal bank. And not that you ideally would have these emotional issues, but it does protect you from blowing all your trading money in one day due to a, number one, glitch, or number two, a really emotional spiral. Ideally, this wouldn't happen to you, but every once in a while, it might happen to some people, and they blow all their money. But if you keep only kind of what you need in the account, you know, within reason, to lose like a decent amount of trades in a row, you can always refund if you go on a losing streak. And you're not really refunding, you're just moving your money that's already dedicated to trading into the personal account, but you keep the counterparty risk small, you protect yourself from emotional mishaps and glitches, and you make just as much money from trading. Well, I think it's best case scenario. And if you want, in the meantime, you can keep that other money invested or something if you'd like. Yeah, so you know on like the first 3 payouts at Apex, let's say on a 50K account, you get it to 52,600. You can take it down to 52,100, right? On a 50K account. Second payout, you can take it back down to 52,100 as much as you are above the buffer up to 2,000. Third payout, you can do the same thing again. Now, fourth payout on, you no longer have to respect the 52,100. If you have 52,600 bucks, you can take the max payout of 2,000 and bring it down to 50,600. Now the trailing drawdown, or I guess at that point the regular drawdown that is now not moving anymore, is still at 50,100. So you've effectively milked that account for more money. Now you could say, yeah, but now you have to trade smaller in the account. Okay, but my number one concern is making sure I keep my ROI as high as possible, which means offsetting as quickly as I possibly can all of the costs and just stacking money, stack payouts, regardless of how big or small they are. Stack them. Just this week, wow, let me think. Yeah, literally just this week, I took like a $550 payout. I took a $3,500 payout. I took 3 $2,000 payouts. I don't care. I'll take the max if I can. Oh, I can request $500. Take it. You know how many funded accounts $500 gets you? That's multiple fundeds. And then you can take a 3,500. Great. You can take 3 2,000s. Great. Just take the money, dude. You don't need to. The only reason I think that you would want to build it up is because you're chasing that dopamine. Tonight, I can request another 3,400. I have those accounts set aside today. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, scale horizontally, okay? And by the way, all of these, like Apex documents payouts from everybody. It's all there. You can just look. They have a list, right? Scale horizontally. Once you get to like 20 funded Apex, 10, 15, 20 funded Apex, you know, have different start times on all of them. At least every set of 2 or 3. And what does that mean? Well, you try to pass, by the way, we're 248 out. This might be a setup for us. You try to pass If you don't have 20 yet, try to pass, 1, 2, or 3 in afternoon. When you feel like trading evals, trade 1 or 2, 3 evals, try to get a few passed, and keep stacking. Then you start trading those fundeds the next day. Now you have a stack of 20, 10, 15, 20 that all have different start times. So now, again, the way that I like to do it is like multiple times a week now, I'm taking payouts from 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts. Multiple times a week. So like, again, today I can request payouts from 3 accounts. Yesterday I requested from 3 accounts. Earlier this week, I think Monday or Tuesday or something, I requested from 1 account and then 1 account. And like, that's not super uncommon. And I think that's a really cool thing. You have money just trickling into the bank. You check it in the morning. It's like, oh, payout from, a week ago just hit. Cool. Moving on to today. You need money coming in. So it almost turns into almost like, I don't want to say daily payouts, but it's like multiple payouts weekly. Once you get to that point and you stay responsible, I think that's the way to do Apex. What a lot of people do is they just try to pass 20 all at once, and then they try to just take like 40,000 all at once. I mean, fine, but it's also more emotional. It's less consistent. I think you should just take the money as soon as you can, and eventually the money starts getting big. And we're trying to get it as big as possible. We're just getting started here. Minute 15 out. Come on, 33, what you got for us? All right, so I mean, I imagine we're going to get something clean setting up here. We get teased a lot. Now, you know, guys, I mean, I've shown that this can like be done, and you can cut like it's kind of nuts because ideally you'd be trading Apex, Take Profit Trader, maybe some other prop firms, maybe a personal account. But like, I mean, again, just I do the math. And this isn't like a, you know, well, just since Monday, just from Apex, I've requested 13,460 in payouts. Just from Apex, just from Monday. In a week. Now, some weeks will be more, some weeks will be less. But like, that's from one prop firm in 1 week. And we're just getting started. So it's like, you scale horizontally to more prop firms, it's like, you know, realistically, how much money do you need? If you want to put it in the chat, put it in the chat. How much money do you need per month to live the life that you actually want to live? For some of you, it's going to be 6,000. For some of you, it's going to be 60. For some of you, it's going to be 600,000. I'm telling you, like, all of those numbers are possible. I don't know how else to say it. Because we're not just trading one prop. You probably are going to be trading personal with the prop at some point. It's like, this is all so possible. And dude, if you're someone who's like, oh, I need $8,000 a month to live the life I really want to live, bro, if you're like, I don't know if it's possible, you are tripping. Even if you're saying like, oh, I need 50,000 a month to live the life I want to live. If you don't think that's possible trading prop, you're tripping. It's so possible. Just do logical things. It's not even like that big of a deal. Just do logical things, just stay disciplined, do your job, and then scale horizontally. 312 out. Yeah, listen, Joe, I almost think it's like an ego thing. people are like, I don't want to take, the $700 payout. I want to wait till this account I can take the max payout. Dude, I mean, I get it. It's not a lot of money, but $700 is $700. You're trading like 10, 15, 20 accounts. Take the fucking money, bank it, and keep trading. What's the big deal? Like, it's not like you're just trading the one account. Just throw it on the pile and move on, right? David, stop thinking that, dude. 15 G's a month 15 G's a week is totally reasonable in this space. Totally reasonable. A month, dude, you can get there soon, I'm telling you guys. I'm not just trying to say this to make you feel good. I'm trying to say this because I fucking mean it. If you're like, I don't know if I can make $15,000 a month, you are tripping, bro. It's so reasonable. Like, even just trading with one prop firm, it's so reasonable. Stop thinking that. That's fucking stupid. In my entire life, I've only ever had 51. Now this number is going to go up. It needs to go up because I want to scale now. It's time to scale. I've only ever had 51 funded Apex accounts in my entire life. I don't say this to be like whatever because I gotta tell you, I'm nowhere near where I'm like trying to get. Not even close. We're shooting huge, bro. But 51. I'm so fucking profitable at Apex. It's disgusting. And yes, without the affiliate payouts. I really don't want that to sound like whatever. I'm trying to inspire you guys because I'm serious. We're just getting started. And so many of you are like, I don't know if this is possible. Dude. Milk them for everything they got. Just become one of their winners that they tout as like, this is what's possible because you're doing it. That's the point. Now, people are like, oh, you should only ever have 20 fundeds. I don't think anyone actually says that. But here's the reality. I want to have 1,000 fundeds because I want to scale. The ROI is there, dude. I don't care about the number of fundeds. I care about the money. All right, we're 3.5 minutes out. Let's see how bar 35 closes up. 140 out. All right, we might have something to take here. $60 seconds. All right, that is within reason here. 20 seconds out. Copy trader. Engaged. Want to see a clean close out of the bulls. It's got to be above that wick high of 23. Bulls can't do it. Bulls can't do it. Insecure bulls. All right, 36. See what you got for us. Oh, bar 36. Come on, big 36. Yep, shows some insecurity there out of the bulls. See that pullback? They're like, maybe a trading range? That's insecurity out of the bulls. What are you gonna do? Gotta hold off. Yeah, Venom, I don't like do alerts or anything, but you'll see when I take a trade. I'm just trading, dude. I think following is kind of fucking lame, to be honest. You're basically saying you're too stupid to do it on your own. But, I don't know, people probably do. That's okay. Do whatever you want. You're an adult. 30 seconds. But then when I lose a trade, which I will, because I'm not going to sit here and pretend that trading is just this magic, oh my god, it just prints money. No, this is a business, and it does print money when you have a positive expected value. But I know some of you guys out there are like, I'm just going to copy what Nico does. Okay, then when I lose, I don't want to hear a fucking word from you. I didn't tell you to do that. In fact, you shouldn't. You should do your own thing. All right, bar 37. Having a weird couple of days, huh? Trade volume's been down. It's interesting because volatility's up, and usually when volatility goes up, my trade volume increases. This is these last, well, I guess, you know, maybe like 4 hours of streaming have been interesting. We've been getting teased a lot. A lot of orders are going out, but not a lot of fills being had. That's all right. That's all right. We'll get plenty of trades. Yeah, Venom, hang out, man. Become a regular. We've got lots of them. And have you guys noticed a trend with the regulars around here? I certainly have. They show up, and all of a sudden, a few weeks later, oh my god, I'm funded. Oh wow, I got my first payout. I think people start doing logical things when they hang out on the live stream. Gotta love it! Come on, 37. Size down into the finish line, Roy. Get it done. Good work. Very good job. By the way, Apex, one of the best deals they've ever ran on screen right now, baby. 70% off lifetime activation fees. Instead of $140, they're $40 right now with the 70% off. And you can still pass in 1 day. Code BIG. B-I-G, baby. Go hit that up. All in cost to have funded, it is one of the best deals they've ever ran over at Apex. All right. Minute 8 out here from the close of Big Bar 37. Come on, Big 37. What we got? We'll see you inside, Whisker. Acquired, man, 18. Acquired, you gotta promise everybody here that you're not going to quit. Man, when you're 25, ooh, you might be dangerous. Dude, when you're 30, stick with it, keep getting better, stay disciplined. Yeah, I kind of did the same thing, but in my 1 year of college, I just didn't go to class, and instead I worked out and looked into trading. So I basically had a very expensive gym and laptop membership. And then I dropped the fuck out. No regrets. 317 out. David, what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Come on, David. You're not even 30, bro. David, most people our age are still partying. It's fucking embarrassing. And now this is going to sound like I'm saying it, you know, as a feel-good statement, but I genuinely mean this. I don't care if you're 28, 38, 58, 43, 67. I you're at where you're at, dude. Send it. You might live a lot longer than you think. And if you're 69 right now and you're like, I don't know, it's probably too late, I should just quit. What happens when you're 99 and you're like, motherfucker, I had 30 more years. I should have just done it at 69. I was a young buck. Just do it, dude. Come on. Past first two evals yesterday, got an $1,800 payout coming my way with Take Profit Trader today. Good work. Fuck, everyone here is just making money. Gotta love it. All right, 25 seconds out here from the close of 28. Come on, 29. 28, close up nice and low, nice and low, nice and low. And then 29, give us a nice clean bare body. All right, closing above, inside this little wick low of 36 of the 20. Hey, easy. The important thing is you're profitable. Now show them who you are, big dog. Say, you thought I was about to retire. Bitch, we're just getting started. Love it! All right, 39. What you got? Beautiful, 39. Beautiful, beautiful. 320 out. Keep pushing that thing low. Give us a nice clean close. All right, got my eye on this bar. I'll be back in literally 2 minutes. We can't miss the close here. Right back. All right. Oh, you bears. Let's give it to us. Give me that setup. Bar 39, give me a nice, clean, low close. And I've got a big old present for you. Gonna put on a nice shade of lipstick, give you a nice kiss on the present with a bow from Nico. Let's see what you got. Come on, Bears. 30 seconds out. Need the Bears to bring 39 down. Give us a nice low close, clean close. As little wick as possible. Copy trader is engaged. Now, come on, Bears. Take it low. Low, low, low. 10 seconds. Get that out of the way. And bring it up. Bunch of insecure bears. All right, no trade. Moving on. Oh, bar 40. Joe, Nico, if there's a glitch, does Apex consider it or make any adjustments, or is it all part of the game? If there's a glitch on your end, like, I don't know, your computer does something weird, or the copy trader, the third-party copy trader that you're using messes up and does something, it's really not Apex's problem, right? But if there's a glitch that they are responsible for, they should make an adjustment. Now, the glitches that I've had have all been, well, really copy trader glitches before I started using the Affordable Indicators copy trader, which Joel over at Affordable Indicators, again, I have no affiliation with them, though I guess at this point I'd like to. What's up, Joel? He fixed all these problems, and I've been using it for quite a long time now, and it's great. So yeah, if you're using a copy trader that glitches massively and blows all your accounts, it's really not Apex's problem, you know what I mean? It's happened to me. And when it happened, I said, you know what? This really isn't Apex's problem. It's my problem. It's the copy trader's problem. But it's really my problem. All right, 40. Come on, big bar 40. Two minutes. Good bar 40. right, let's not grow that bar too much. Wick low of 32 has been a thing for 40 minutes. Good. Hold that there, bears. I don't mind that size. All right. 28 seconds out. Gotta go ahead here on bar 40. Get the copy trader engaged. 17 seconds. Come on, bears. It's not a small bar, but I can make sense of that range. I'm not trading so ridiculously big. Get a stop limit sell ready to go. And get ready to place him. Place him. Gotta bring him down, actually. There we go. Leave him there. Give that about 25 seconds. Get a fill. And see if we can get a fill. Come on, bears. Take that guy through. No fill, no trade. Getting teased again. That's like 9 teases in a row. Jesus, insecure ass market here today. Gotta have rules, dude. I mean, listen, it's happened twice today where it's like, oh my god, if we left it for another 5 seconds, we would have gotten a fill. Yeah, but you gotta have rules. Gotta have rules. If it doesn't fill me in 15 to 30 seconds, depending on the quality that I assess it as, then it's not really the trade that I thought it might be, right? There's a little more insecurity there than I'd like. You can see it. It's not like the bears broke it and took it way lower like I'd like. So we pull it, no fill, no trade, and we just keep getting teased, and we're all right with that. 340. It's arbitrary. It's arbitrary. That's what I thought made sense when I started developing RAM and refining it. I said, you know what? I feel like it makes sense to me that on a 5-minute chart, for example, on a lower quality like B- setup, I really want to get a fill in like 15 seconds. If it takes more than 15 seconds, something's kind of wrong with the probability. Now with an A+ setup, I want to take the trade, but I can't start giving it 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Because then something's wrong with the probability. So I'll give it 30. And if I don't get a fill in 30, there's already like, what's the hesitation here out of the Bulls, for example, or out of the Bears? So, and then if it's in between, if I'm like, yeah, this is probably like a B+ setup, might give it like 20. If it's more like A-, might give it 25. It's arbitrary, it's discretionary. But, rules start as that always, and they just become cemented rules within your strategy. It's okay, there's nothing wrong with that. All right, guys, well, I gotta hit lunch, dude. Getting teased, baby. That's okay. Had a good week regardless. Next week, even better, baby. All right, guys. See you from Midas Monday. Good Pharaoh Friday regardless. We had fun today. Good hanging out with you guys as always. Hey, the Apex deal, 70% off, $40 instead of $140 activation fees. And still single day pass ends here in a few days. So go hit that up. Code BIG, B-I-G. Best way to learn how to trade RAM is going to be joining the tomb. All right, so I'll see you guys inside. All right, rest up this weekend. Make sure you do your job. Don't be tweaking, saying I got to trade with your finger over the hotkey. Come market open on Sunday night. Chill out. Do your job. Rest up. Be mentally fresh to have a good week. Come Midas Monday. All right, guys. Have a good weekend. I'll see you soon.